Welcome back to Witch Wednesdays and another car vlog and Vlogmas day 15. I just dropped off Hawkeye at grooming. I did ask the vet if it was okay to take her because she does have an appointment tomorrow to get that lump checked out, and they were like, yeah, it's totally fine. Based on the fact that she's eating fine, her attitude's fine, like there's literally nothing else is wrong with her except for like seeing that little bump. And they said it was fine to go to grooming, and the grooming I take her to is like one dog at a time because they've got that doggy COVID thing going on. So she's all there. That's going to take about 4 hours, and I decided to come to the Witchcraft store, and I'm going to do a little mini haul today. I have some books that I already have that I'm going to show you that I got from John for Yule. And yes, it is not Yule yet, but he is terrible at surprises and like keeping secrets. So basically as soon as they arrived, he was like, here you go. So I have those to show you, and then I'm going to do a quick little stop through the Witchcraft store, just one today. I just want to get a couple of small things in preparation for my no spend 2024, which seems counterintuitive, but I am going to talk about planning for a no spend year. I'm not planning on getting a lot today, just a few little things to get myself ready, but it is going to be the last trip to the store in 2023, and then probably not going to come very often, if at all, in 2024. Obviously the goal is not at all, since it's a no spend year, but like I've mentioned before, if there are things that I run out of that I think I do use and will continue to use and need in my practice, I will be fine with like replacing those. I think I used candles as tea lights as the example. If I run out of those, I'm fine with replacing those because I know how often I use them. So the plan obviously is to use up everything and not buy anything new, but you never know. But it should ideally be my last little stop until the end of 2024, which is crazy to think about because I feel like I'm one of their best customers. So we're gonna stop in, we're gonna see, get it out of my system, and get ready for a no spend 2024, including witchcraft supplies. All right, let's do the books that John got me. So first up is this Sacred Herbs of Samhain. I talked about the Yule version, and I wanted to get the Samhain one as well. I think there's one that's like related to spring. It's not every Sabbath, but more like seasonally. But since Samhain and Yule have so much associated with them, it makes sense that there is a Samhain version as well. This one is shorter, so this doesn't have all of the history and lore and as many recipes as the Yule one does. This really is like focused on the herbs, but I still really wanted to get my hands on this one, so John got me that. Another one John got me that I put on my wish list is Grimoire Girl by Hilary Burton Morgan, and of course Hilary Burton is from One Tree Hill, the actress, and she decided to write down all about like her witchcraft and very like, they live on a farm, so it's, I'm assuming, lots of natural magic, homesteading, and probably a lot of personal stories, because I would imagine that when you are getting a book that is from somebody that was like famous for something else, like being an actress, that it's going to include a lot of like personal details and life stories, because that's what people want. So I am excited to read this one. And then these two are also from John, but I actually bought them. So I went to the Shed Aquarium last week with my friend Betsy, and John ended up selling her money that morning. It was like, you guys go get lunch on me, and then, you know, if you're doing some shopping, you know, get Stephanie whatever she wants, because he's the best. And so we went to the bookstore, and I ended up finding these two. So the first is the Contemporary Witch, which totally looks like beginner, and it goes through by sort of witchcraft like paths or traditions. So there's like a section on the crystal witch, there's the green witch, hearth witchcraft. So I thought it was set up in a really fun way, but it definitely, like flipping through it, looks like beginner friendly, but it's got like pretty pictures in there and stuff. So I thought this one looked like fun. And then lastly, I picked up The Healing Home, because I just felt like our home needs it, and it has a room by room guide to positive vibes. And I flipped through it, and it looks like a lot of feng shui, but seems to be some great information there. It really does go room by room. So it's like, here's how you should lay out your living room, and simple spells for bringing luck and abundance in your office space. And that is something that I was very interested in, and it's a pretty long one, so thick. So I am excited to dive into this one as well. All of these are going to take a back seat though. They are going to be 2024 reads. And I am first prioritizing what I have on my Kindle Unlimited, because I did get a deal with that because I had it canceled for a little while, and I re-upped it, resubscribed, and there was a deal even though like I had been a previous member, there was a deal for 3 months for 99 cents. So it ended up charging me $1.09. And I am good then until March 11th. They won't charge me again until March 11th. So I thought that was great. That's like 36 cents a month. Definitely doing that. And I saved a bunch more things to my Kindle Unlimited. And I know that John is getting me an Amazon gift card to pay for further months of Kindle Unlimited in my No Spend 2024. But I am going to like take breaks and take months off. So I'm gonna have it going until March 11th and prioritize everything reading Kindle related during those months. And then after that, I will switch over to finishing up all of my like books that I own and hardcover books. So these are going to take a little bit of a backseat until then, but I am still excited for all 4 of them.
And here are the few fun items I picked up. Now this, I did not pick up this from the store. I actually got this sent to me, and the author illustrators are going to be on the podcast next week. So that is coming, but this is an Oracle deck, and it is obviously Oracle of Pluto about shadow self, and it actually uses like shadow puppets, like hand puppets on the cards. They're really cool. So I am excited to use this more and also have the guests on the podcast next week. I got myself another green pillar candle to use for my money bowl and keep that going, since the no spend year is one of my goals. I have some eggshell powder. I have a variety of crystals, not necessary in the slightest, but I really wanted them. Like, what do I need this chunk of fluorite for? I don't know, but it's so pretty. So these always suck me in. Citrine I already have, but I love it, so it is what it is. I really liked this little green candle. I think I will end up using this even before the end of the year because it's so nice for Yule, just that shiny green color. I got black and white candle because why not? They were on sale, and I know that I will use them. And then I got another chime candle holder. I have one exactly like this, so this is my second one. So that was like the little bits that I picked up. But then I was looking online at 13 Moons and Rite of Ritual, which are 2 of my favorite shops to check out online. And I think that I might place 1 or 2 orders there and get my fix in that way. So that could potentially be happening as well. So there's my small little haul that is suddenly turning into a bigger one. Now, I definitely think it's important to prep for a no-spend year rather than just dive in, because there's a lot of details that go along with it, and you really need to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish, what your end goal is, why you're not spending, and then the categories that you specifically don't want to spend in, usually your problem categories. So I don't recommend doing what I did, and that's like stocking up. I did ask for some skincare things for Christmas, but I know I will go through them. And then with the witchcraft things, I just can't help myself. So it's both good and bad to plan ahead, because you might get into that trap of like, oh my gosh, I am not going to buy anything for a whole year. What am I going to do? And then like panic shop and buy a bunch of stuff. But I think it's good to do that sort of declutter that I'm doing, which again, seems counterintuitive. Why would you get rid of stuff when you're about to not buy anything for a whole year? But I think it's good to know what you already own and what you have a lot of. And I was like, I don't need to go out and stress buy any makeup because I have a lot of stuff, and I know that it will last until we get to my birthday or Yule next year, and I can ask for whatever it is that needs replacing. With the witchcraft items, I did not need everything that I got today, but they do have really great sales at that store in December. So I was like, oh, they're just calling to me. All the crystals were on sale. So I was like, they're just small pieces. I'm going to get them. The candles, of course, I know I will use, and the green pillar candle was specifically something that I was looking for. So at least there was that. And hopefully the books will be able to hold me over, especially with the Kindle Unlimited, and just not buy any books next year. So I think it's pretty clear already that books and witchcraft supplies are my major hurdles for a no spend and for 2024, and I already know that those are my problem areas. But I do think I have a couple of other ones. So to do a little like more planning and prep for that, I am going to go through my bank statements, because I pretty much run everything through my credit card, and then pay my credit card off each month to, get the points. And I think that should have like all of my purchases, and then like check Amazon and stuff. just to get an idea of what else is maybe a problem area that I can be more mindful of in 2024. And then maybe on some of those, like I'm just doing like no spend on books and witchcraft, but maybe some of the other categories I can set myself like a little budget so it doesn't feel so restrictive. I would think that like going out with friends and having cocktails sometimes would be on that like give myself a fun budget and stick to that rather than go too crazy, because I don't think that I do, but I definitely did spend money in that area in this past year. So something I need to look at and track better, because that is an area where I spend cash, and that's tricky. That is tricky for me to keep track of. I'm bad with cash. So all the things that I need to consider in my planning process, which is why it's good that I still have like another 15 days left of this year so I can better plan things out and really map things and write down in my planner, one of my 4, write down all of the details and everything that I'm thinking and get my budget together and just be able to spend this time doing a little like planning and prep. That's sort of what I like this time of year for, only because I don't have a ton of Christmas related stress. I know a lot of people do. I have way too much going on. It's really hard when you have kids to do anything else this time of year, because not only is it like Christmassy holiday stuff to get done, bless you if you are trying to do Elf on the Shelf. Hats off, that thing's creepy. But I know that that's a lot, but then also the kids aren't in school. So that's like a huge chunk of your day. And you would normally have to maybe do some other things. And now you have kids on top of that. So I know that that can be a really hard time. And if that is you and you need to put off the planning process until January, that is okay, because in bulk is a perfect time, February 1st, to actually get started on your goals. So if you need to use January as your planning time instead, I think that's a perfectly acceptable option as well. I just happen to be pretty free this time of year and have a lot of time, especially in the second half of December, and that week between Christmas and New Year's is just dead for me. So I tend to have a lot of time right now and like not a lot of stress, so I can do more of the planning process and be ready on January 1st. If you've ever done a no spend or low spend budgeting, let me know your tips and tricks, anything that helped you, anything that you struggled with. I would love to know, as just part of my getting ready process. The more information that I have, I think the better. And if you have any financial goals that you are setting for yourself for next year, also let me know, because I would love to have some accountability buddies with this and people to check in with, and especially to bounce ideas off of for different like spells and witchcraft that I could do to help myself along and give myself that added boost. So any of those, let me know in the comments. But that is everything for Vlogmas Day 15. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be putting up. So for you, that would be Saturday morning. But tomorrow, Friday for me right now, we have Hawkeye's vet appointment in the morning. So a lot depends on that. And then John's dad also has a Christmas party, and we were planning on going to that, and I don't know how many hours that's going to be, so I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be doing tomorrow and if I'm going to have time to film, so it's entirely possible that there might not be a video on Saturday. I apologize ahead of time. We'll see.